I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that you're as excited as I am about the Competitors for Christ newsletter that you've received. Looking forward to growing spiritually from it every time that it comes out. One of the memories that I have as a young person in college, I was driving down a back road and a van came swerving around a corner. I was driving too fast, drove over into my lane, and I had to swerve in order to get out of the way of that van, or else really bad things would have happened. I was carrying my mother and my youngest brother in the car with me. I had to swerve to get out of the way of that. And you think about Satan throwing things and putting things in our lives that if we don't swerve out of the way of those types of things, then a lot of times really bad things can happen, just like a crash would have happened in that case. The Israelites had a problem throughout their history with idolatry. And we say that we don't have problems today bowing to statues or carrying around stone carvings and things of that nature. Our idols look a lot different today. Maybe our idols look more like this, or they look more like this, or sometimes our idols, look like the person that's staring back at us in a mirror. They look a lot differently today. Anything in our life that takes God's spot is an idol. If it's not necessarily about the thing, it's about the heart and where we elevate things in our lives. So think about what it is in your life that you've elevated that has taken God out of his proper space. When Moses was recording the Ten Commandments, when God was speaking to him in Exodus chapter 20, in verse 3, he says, "You shall have no other gods before me." And what that word "before" literally means is in front of my face or in my presence. Sometimes we think that we shouldn't have any other gods, ahead of God, and certainly we shouldn't. But God says, I don't want anything even around that is going to compete for my time and the glory that he deserves. God wants to be the top, and he wants to be the only spot. So we have to consider what it is that we can do in order to try to put God where he deserves to be. And I think Paul has such a beautiful passage in Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 19. He says, "To know the love of Christ, which passes knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God." And that's what we are called to do, and the challenge that we have is to put everything in its correct context, in its correct place, but fully be filled with God. Read his word, go to him in prayer, talk to him, spend time in worship, in gratitude, and thanksgiving. Put God in his proper place and be filled with the fullness of God. And when we do that, he says in verse 20, we can do exceedingly abundant things that we never thought we could because of the power that works within us, because of the love that Christ has, the power his Spirit has within our lives, and what he can do and work through our lives when we put him number one. Go out and have a great day.